Chetna
and welcome to
Narayana Educational Institutions.
Well, the first big exam of 2026 is finally done. That is the JEE Main 2026 Session 1 and Shift 1 exam.
And that's why we are here to capture the live reaction of the students. So, let's go.
If I have to ask you section-wise today, physics, chemistry and math,
Did you give
what
the
was
exam?
difficult?
Can we just have 2 minutes
Yes, it was difficult. Physics and maths was okay.
2 minutes?
So how many questions did you attempt in? And if I have to ask about the weightage, like in physics, questions were asked from which chapters more?
All are equal.
What about chemistry, inorganic, organic or physical? Organic was more? Okay. And if I have to talk about the weightage from class 11th and class 12 topics, which one had the higher weightage? So class 11 was not that much covered.
So, you just appeared for the JEE Mains exam. How was your exam?
Well,
It was good. Which section did you find the most difficult?
B, section B.
Sorry?
Section B, max.
Section B, maths? Right. How was chemistry?
Moderate, too easy.
Did you get organic, inorganic and physical chemistry?
Yeah, of course.
Which section was more?
Organic,
Organic. Okay. And which part of maths did you find most difficult?
it's coordinate geometry.
Okay, geometry, right? Okay. How many questions did you attempt?
Near about 19 plus.
9. Sorry?
19 plus.
Okay, 19 plus.
So how was the paper?
Did you appear for the exam?
It was easy. So how many questions did you attempt in total?
In total, I attempted almost 56 questions.
Okay, that's great. So if I have to ask you about physics, chemistry and math, what was the easiest for you?
Mathematics.
And what about numerical value questions?
Numericals are
Did you appear for the exam?
Okay. So if I have to ask you, looking at the previous year questions and today's paper, was there a similar trend or something came very unexpected?
Some are new questions are there raised. And not that much difficult questions.
Can you give us 2 minutes?
Repetitions are very less.
We are just taking interviews on how they.
There were new fresh questions you're saying, surprise questions.
No.
Now, if I have to talk about weightage from class 11th and class 12 topics, right? Which topics had the highest weightage?
Just 2 minutes of your time. We'll just ask
Last
very
12
basic
topics are given more preference.
And when it comes to chemistry, organic, inorganic, physical, which one had the maximum questions from?
Organic.
Organic. So there were not many from inorganic and physical.
Organic and inorganic we should mention. Okay, complete.
And was the paper lengthy? Were you able to manage time?
Yes.
It wasn't very lengthy.
No, time is sufficient for us.
Time was sufficient. Okay.
Okay, you just appeared for the JEE Mains exam. How was the exam?
Paper was easy.
Easy. Okay, compared to last year's exam, was this easier or difficult?
Compared to last year's paper, I think this is easier.
This is easier. Which section did you find most easy?
Physics.
Physics was the easiest. What about maths?
Maths was moderate.
Okay. Did you get more questions from organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry?
Generally, organic and physical will be more compared to inorganic.
All right. So, how many questions did you attempt?
I attempted around 50.
Do you have any tips and tricks and suggestions for the people who will be giving the exam next time?
There are no tips and tricks, just do all the things like cover the full syllabus and write the exam, revise everything.
So how many questions did you attempt overall?
I attempted 80. Wait. I think I attempted 36 questions.
What about physics? Was there any one chapter from which majority of the questions were asked?
I cannot say majority, but apart from every year, I think this time atomic physics had more weightage than previous years.
What about the length of the paper? Was it like very lengthy or were you able to manage the time properly?
I felt that maths was lengthy and the rest too, I don't know.
Okay. So if you have to give one tip to the students who are appearing in the upcoming shifts, what would that be?
I'll have to say that they have to increase their speed because in the exam hall, it's not like every mock test you attempt. It is very hard. It feels very hard.
So, how did your exam go?
Average.
Average. Which section did you find most difficult?
Section B.
Section B. Okay, and subject?
Physics.
Physics. Right. So, from which chapter did you get most questions and most unexpected questions?
Chemistry, organic, maths, probability, physics, EM waves.
All right, they were not expected. All right.
And how was your exam?
It was pretty good. It was paper was so hard. So I took so many questions in maths and I took little bit of chemistry and physics. It gone like that.
So how many questions did you attempt in total?
35 questions for now.
And if I have to ask you amongst physics, chemistry and math, what do you think was the most hard?
The physics.
So math and chemistry comparatively.
Yeah, I have done 17 questions in maths. Okay, and I've done no section questions.
Do you feel the paper was lengthy or were you able to manage your time well?
It's time management is more important in this exam. Actually, the paper was so hard. I put so much time in maths itself. So I've little bit without manage my time.
So, for the people appearing next or the people who are looking into preparing, can you tell us what this paper was, where this paper was difficult, where this paper was easy?
The exam was moderate. I find that physics was a little bit harder than chemistry and maths. Chemistry, in my opinion, it was quite easier. Maths, maths was also easy, but there's some topics that were confusing. Yeah, I can easily get
Not so difficult, not so easy.
So,
It
neutral.
was moderate.
Moderate, right? So, which section did you find most difficult?
I found chemistry section like section 3. It was very difficult. Like I didn't adapt at least one also in that section. Yeah.
Section for you.
Max.
Maths? Are you strong in maths?
Very, very strong.
Great. So, could you manage time across all sections or was the paper really lengthy?
No, physics was very lengthy actually. But max was actually manageable.
All right.
Yeah.
What about numerical value questions? How were they?
Numerous, most of them are hard.
And was the paper length very lengthy or you were able to manage your time?
Paper was very lengthy. Last paper was lengthy. Time management.
And what about weightage? Looking at class 11 and class 12 topics, which one had the highest weightage?
Dictas really from maths, they are high rated and organic chemistry.
In chemistry, organic, inorganic, physical?
Organic is high rated.
Was there any specific chapter in physics also like this, like thermodynamics or current electricity, from which majority questions came?
Already questions from electrostatics, correct?
Which section did you find the most unexpected?
Maths.
Maths. Was it really difficult? From which chapter did you find difficult questions?
That limits, differentiate,
Right. And which section was very easy?
chemistry and physics.
Chemistry and physics both were very easy.
So if I have to talk about chemistry from organic, inorganic and physical, which one came more?
I think organic and inorganic came more.
And what about physics? Was there any particular chapter from which there were more questions asked, like thermodynamics or current electricity?
To be honest, I didn't notice while solving the paper.
Any similar trends in maths, or was the weightage evenly distributed in topics?
Yeah, the weightage was evenly distributed in topics, but the thing is, you need to have practice in math and do more frequently to get the nice marks in maths.
And looking at the trends from the previous year questions, right? Do you think they follow the same trend this time, or did they ask some unexpected questions?
To be honest, they really have followed the trends. I was really scared that if they won't follow the trends, then we would be in trouble here.
So that was all about the reactions. We got a mixed bunch of reactions, to be honest.
So you can also let us know if the paper for you was easy, medium or difficult in the comments below. And all of you out there who are still waiting for your upcoming shifts, all the very best. Keep dreaming, because at Narayana, your dreams are our dreams. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now moving to chemistry. Now moving to chemistry. Now moving to chemistry.
Yeah.
Now moving to chemistry.
When it comes to this organic question, it's a kind of elimination reaction first, followed by addition. In this, first of all, it is the zinc which brings the elimination upon heating. The initially generated product will be this one, an alkene. Then it is a Markovnikov addition of HBr. Initially, the carbocation intermediate will be produced. If H plus attacks at one of these carbons, then positive charge will develop at the other carbon. Now this brings rearrangement because it is a secondary carbocation. It will undergo rearrangement and brings a tertiary carbocation by hydrate shift, and that brings a better as well as stable carbocation intermediate. And bromide now attacks at this site, bringing the bromo derivative here. So we go with the option 3, the third one, which contains the rearranged product in this question. Let us move to the next question. This is, in my view, one of the easiest questions which can be asked here. He is asking about the molecule which gives iodoform test. See, it is the ethanol which satisfies all these conditions, like a carbon attached to a OH group with some methyl group and hydrogen along with some R group. Here in this case that R group is also H. When this particular species involves in treatment with I2 in the presence of some KOH or NaOH, it brings CHI3 haloform. So the only possible product is second one here. I mean this ethanol, not second one, ethanol. It is the third option. So one of the easiest questions. Now let us move on to the next question. Another easy question here. Here he is asking about the relative stabilities of methyl carbocation as well as tertiary butyl carbocation. There is no stabilizing factor in case of methyl carbocation. But when it comes to the tertiary butyl carbocation, it will have the possible resonance, that is hyperconjugation from all possible methyl groups. It includes 9 alpha hydrogens. So 9 hyperconjugative structures are possible for that. So that is the best option. It is compound B, which is more stable than A, as it has 9 alpha hydrogens. Let us move on to the next one. Here it is a little bit tricky question. Those who go through NCERT thoroughly can answer this question. He is talking about optical activity of DNA. In this case, let us see what are the constituents present here. One is the sugar. Preferably, it is the ribose sugar with some base here, and in this place you find some phosphate. So when it comes to the chirality of the DNA unit, this is a polynucleotide, right? So this polynucleotide will have its connectivity to some other phosphate unit here attached to it. So here it is the 2' in the 2' deoxyribose. It is a D sugar, it's not the L sugar. So it is tricky question, but third option. We go with D-pentose sugar here. Let us move on to the next question. What is the oxidation state of chromium in the product when potassium dichromate reacts with acidified potassium iodide? In this case, we consider the reaction K2Cr2O7 reacts with potassium iodide in the acidic medium, preferably sulfuric acid. We can't use either HCl or HNO3 as they interfere with the reaction. In this, it produces K2SO4, Cr2SO4 taken thrice, I2 because it is the acidic medium, I2 is produced. If it is basic medium, KiO3 should be produced or IO3 minus along with some water. Of course, we need not balance this equation to get this. Here it is chromium in the +6 state, initially iodide in the -1 state, and they are going to chromium +3 and iodine is going to 0 state. So what he is asking in this question is what is the oxidation state of chromium in the product when dichromate reacts with acidified potassium iodide? It should be +3. We go with the option 2 here. Yeah.
Now, moving to chemistry.
Welcome to Narayana Live. Let us discuss few memory-based chemistry questions of second shift that were asked in today's paper. Here the question is, in estimation of chlorine by KRS method, 0.245 grams of organic compound gave 0.5453 grams of AgCl. Find the percentage of chlorine in the organic compound. It is a question related to estimation of extra elements present in organic compound. So as per this, we know AgCl contains certain amount of chlorine. So molar mass of AgCl, that is 108 plus 35.5, which is equal to 143.5 grams of AgCl contains atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5 grams of chlorine. But we have here 0.5453 grams of AgCl that contains how much? From this we will be getting weight of chlorine as 35.5 by 143.5 into 0.5453 grams. This is weight of chlorine present in the organic compound. So we have to calculate chlorine percentage. That is weight of chlorine by weight of organic compound into 100. Therefore, it is 35.5, 143.5 into 0.5453 divided by weight of organic compound is given as 0.245 into 100. When you solve this, you will be getting 55% to the nearest integer. So our answer is 55. So let us move on to the next question. A question is being asked about paramagnetic compounds. How many of the following complexes have unpaired electrons? Is asking. So if you see nickel, all are nickel. Two compounds are nickel compounds and two compounds are of platinum. Both belong to same group. So nickel configuration, if you see, it is 28. So which is argon 4s2 3d8. But because of strong field ligand carbonyl, these electrons are pushed into 3d. So rearrangement takes place. Therefore, configuration becomes argon 3d10 4s0 now. 3d10 has no unpaired electron, all are paired up. 4s is vacant, 4p is vacant, so it is sp3 hybridized. But anyways, he is not asking hybridization or geometry of the molecule, he is asking whether it is paramagnetic or not. To be paramagnetic, it should have unpaired electrons. So nickel tetracarbonyl does not have any unpaired electrons, so it cannot be our answer. So now let us move on to the next one, that is NaCl4 minus 2. In that also nickel is plus 2 oxidation state. So 3d8. When it has 3d8 and chloride ligand is weak field ligand. When chloride is weak field ligand, no rearrangement we can expect. So it has 2 unpaired electrons. Therefore, mu will be under root of 2 into 2 plus 2. So it has certain dipole moment. Therefore, it is a paramagnetic complex. And PtCl4 and PtCN4, Pt belongs to 5d series. In coordination number 4, any ligand acts as strong field ligand. So whether it is Cl4, Cl or Cn does not make any difference. Both act as strong field ligands. Platinum also has D8 configuration. So all electrons will be paired up. Therefore, these two are also ruled out. So our answer is only one complex. If they ask, since it is memory based, we are not sure whether it is number of complexes is asking or number of unpaired electrons. If they ask number of complexes, answer is 1. If they ask number of unpaired electrons, then answer is 2. Sum of the unpaired electrons, if they ask, then that is 2. So as per the question, we have to choose the answer here. Okay. Now, an interesting question related to chemical bonding, especially based on VSCPR theory. This question was asked. Is asking a structure related things, that is XeO2F2 given. So we know xenon is 18th group, that means it has 8 electrons. Each fluorine forms a sigma bond. Each oxygen forms double bond. So 2 electrons left as lone pair. So out of these bonds, it is sigma. This is sigma. In double bond, only 1 sigma, and here 1 sigma. Total, it has 4 sigma bonds and 1 lone pair, comes out to be 5. That means it is sp3 dehybridization. When it is sp3d with a lone pair, then definitely it has seesaw shape. One lone pair. So orbital geometry is trigonal bipyramidal and molecular geometry is seesaw. So it is seesaw structure. So let us see the statements what he has given related to this structure. So it shows seesaw shape, that is absolutely correct. Number of lone pairs on xenon is 1, it is also correct. Here F XeF bond angle, he mentioned 180 degrees, but approximately he mentioned. So it is not exactly 180 because these three are unsymmetrical. Because of presence of lone pair, the planarity will be, this is unsymmetrical. So both the fluorines do not experience same amount of repulsion. Therefore, bond angle slightly deviates from 180. But in the statements he mentioned approximately. Had he not mentioned approximately, answer would have been only A and B. That means second option would have been correct, AB only. But as he mentioned approximately, we have to consider even C statement also correct. So as per that, our answer must be, that is ABC. So third option will be correct here. And now let us move on to one more question related to periodic table, related to size. Size of O minus 2 is smaller than F minus is same. O minus 2 and F minus are isoelectronic species. We all know size is inversely proportional to Z by E. So based on that, size of O minus 2 must be bigger than F minus. That means first statement is incorrect. It is a false statement because size of O minus 2 will be more than F minus because of lower Z by E. And when it comes to second statement, electronegativity of fluorine is more than oxygen. Out of all the elements in the periodic table, the element with highest electronegativity is fluorine. So no doubt second statement is correct statement. So statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. That means our answer must be fourth one here. Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct one. Let us move on to another question. This is something related to solutions, liquid solutions chapter. An ideal solution is formed by mixing 3 moles of A and 1 mole of B. The vapor pressure of solution found to be 500 mm of Hg. So we all know total pressure is equal to XA PA naught plus XB PB naught. So total pressure is given as 500. Number of moles of A is 3. Therefore, XA will be 3 by 3 plus 1, which is 3 by 4, and XB will be 1 mole and 3 plus 1, this is 1 by 4. Therefore, XA is 3 by 4, we don't know PA naught, and XB is 1 by 4, that is PB naught. Let it be equation 1. Now what he has done, further addition of 1 mole of A means A is added here. So new mole fraction will be, let us say that is some X prime A. 1 mole added, so it becomes 4 by 4 plus 1, which is 4 by 5. And XB prime, we are not disturbing number of moles of B, that will be still 1, but total moles have changed to 5. So it is 1 by 5. Now the new vapor pressure is 520, which is 4 by 5 of PA naught and 1 by 5 of PB naught. So if you cross multiply this, 3 PA naught from equation 1 plus PB naught is 2000, and from second equation if you cross multiply, 4 PA naught plus PB naught is 2600. So subtract equation 3 from 4, then straight away you will be getting, that is 4 PA naught minus PA naught is PA naught, which is equal to 2600 minus 2000 is 600. So our answer will be 600.
Let's see some other questions from mathematics.
The next question is from matrices. If A equal to 0, 2, minus 3, minus 2, 0, minus 1, 3, 1, 0, and if B into I minus A equal to I plus A, where I is identity matrix of order 3, then trace of B into B transpose. This is a very simple problem. You observe the given matrix A. Clearly the given matrix is a skew symmetric matrix. A transpose equal to minus A. If you want trace of B into B transpose, you see here B into I minus A equal to I plus A. This is first equation. Apply the transpose for this. Apply the transpose. B into I minus A whole transpose equal to I plus A whole transpose. AB whole transpose is B transpose into A transpose. According to that, I minus A whole transpose into B transpose equal to I plus A transpose. I minus A whole transpose is I minus A transpose into B transpose equal to I plus A transpose. But A transpose is minus A. I plus A into B transpose equal to I minus A. Now substitute the I plus A value in this equation. So I plus A means B into I minus A into B transpose equal to I minus A. So B into B transpose is I. B into B transpose is I. I means 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So trace of B into B transpose equal to 3. So very simple question this one. And the next question is, this is from permutations and combinations. Very simple one. SC equal to number of 4-digit numbers A, B, C, D, where product of digits is 20. P equal to number of 5-digit number A, B, C, D, where product of digits is 20. Then S plus P. Here in this question one logic is there. SC equal to number of 4-digit numbers A, B, C, D, where product of digits is 20. That means A into B into C into D value must be equal to 20. Here everybody remember one thing. Here we required product of the 4 digits is 20. Here this is not the number of integral solution. Everyone should remember that we are calculating product of the 4-digit number of 4-digit numbers, not a integral solutions. To calculate number of 4-digit numbers A, B, C, D whose product of digits is 20, the possibilities are A, B, C, D 20 possible only 5 into 4 into 1 into 1. This is one possibility. Other possibility is 5 into 2 into 2 into 1. So 5 into 4 into 1 into 1 is 20, 5 into 2 into 2 into 1 is also 20. Now arrange these 4 digits in the 4 places. That is possible in 4 factorial by 2 factorial, 12. Next 5 into 2 into 2 into 1 is 20. Now we can arrange these 4 digits in the 4 places in 4 factorial by 2 factorial, that is 12. So number of 4-digit numbers whose product of digits 20 is 24. Now this is P value, S value is 24. Now P. What is P here? Number of 5-digit number A, B, C, D whose product of digits is 20. That means A into B into C into D value must be equal to 20. The A into B into C into D equal to 20. Now check the possibilities when product of these 5 digits is 20. One possibility is 5 into 4 into 1 into 1 into 1. Other possibilities 5 into 2 into 2 into 1 into 1. Here two possibilities are there. Product of the 5 digits is 20. One is this and second one is this. Now arrange these 5 numbers in these 5 places. That is possible in 5 factorial by 3 factorial. That is 120 by 60, that is 20. Now arrange these 5 numbers in these 5 places. 5 factorial by 2 factorial into 2 factorial, that is 30. So P value is 20 plus 30, 50. P is 50, S is 24, P plus S equal to 74 is the answer.
Let's move to physics.
Hello students, let's discuss the 23rd Gen evening session paper physics. So first we are going to start with an optics question. The question is saying that when an object is kept at a distance of 8 centimeter and 24 centimeter from a convex lens, the magnitude of magnification is same in both cases. We need to find the focal length of the lens. So we must be knowing that the magnification given by a lens is given by f upon f plus u. The object distance is changed, but the magnification magnitude is same. So it is possible when magnification is changing in sign only, the magnitude is same and the magnification sign is just changing from plus to minus. So in the first case, I don't know the focal length of the lens, so I am keeping that as a variable. f upon f plus u. U in the first case is going to be minus 8. We have to put the object distance with sign. The second case magnification should be just negative of this because magnification is same in magnitude. So, f upon f plus u, u is going to be minus 24. Just rearrange this expression and solve. So, you will get f and f getting cancelled, f minus 24 is equal to, because of minus sign we will get minus f plus 8. So, we are getting 2f is equal to 24 plus 8, which is going to be 36. So, f is going to be 36 by 2, that is 16 centimeter. This is the easy question of optics. Let us go to next question. The next question is from rotation mechanics. They are asking moment of inertia of system about some axis A dash. The system is a disc with two portions of the disc, two circular sections of the disc is removed. If the disc is complete, the mass of the disc is m and the radius was r. The mass of complete disc is m. When the r by 4 radius is removed, the area that you are removing is going to be pi r square by 16, pi r square by 16. So, 1/16th mass you are removing. If the disc is complete, the total moment of inertia of the disc about the given axis has to be mr square by 2 minus the portion that you are removing two portions. So, we will put a 2 outside. The portion that you are removing we have already discussed, its mass should be m by 16. The moment of inertia of this mass about its axis should be mr square, r is r by 4, mr square by 2. This is moment of inertia of the removed portion about the axis of the removed portion, which is going to be here. But we are going to calculate moment of inertia about A dash axis, which is at distance of 3 r by 4. So, we need to use parallel axis theorem here. So, m by 16, m into distance from axis square, which is 3 r by 4 whole square. The sum of this is going to be total moment of inertia of the removed portion. We have to subtract this moment of inertia from the given this moment of inertia, and when you do the calculation, we are going to get the answer of 109 mr square by 256, and the correct answer is option 3rd. Let us go to the next question. Next question is very easy question from kinematics. Here they are projecting a body up an incline, and we know incline is smooth. So, acceleration suffered by the body down the incline has to be g sin theta. Since the body is projected up with speed u, and when it is stopping, let us say the distance covered by the body is s, we can use the third equation of motion to find the distance covered by body, because final speed is 0. So, just put the final speed of body square 0 square is equal to u square, because body is having retardation. So, we will put a negative sign in acceleration, 2 acceleration into displacement. Just solve this equation, you are getting u square by 2 g sin theta. This is very basic question. Some of the students may be just knowing the formula and they can get the answer very quickly. Let us go to the next question. The next question is from magnetic effect of current. We have an equilateral triangle whose side length is given to us 4√3 centimeter, and there is a current of 2 ampere flowing in this triangle. They are asking magnetic field at the center. We will have 3 sides of the triangle. So, we can calculate the magnetic field at center by calculating 3 times of magnetic field created by one of the side of the triangle. So, net magnetic field at the center should be given by 3 times of magnetic field created by one side, which is a straight current carrying wire. So, because of that, magnetic field is given by mu naught by 4 pi current into wire divided by distance of the point where you are finding magnetic field from the wire. Let us call that distance to be r, and we need to get the angles of this wire created on this point. That has to be 60 degree, because both angles are same. I am going to write 2 sin 60. We just need to substitute the values of current r. Remember, the side of triangle is given as 4√3 centimeter. So, this r you can write as a by 2√3, side length by 2√3, we will get 2 centimeter. Take care, the distance is given in centimeter. So, if I just substitute all the values here, we are getting an answer of 30√3 micro Tesla. So, it is simple question based on a formula. You just have to put the values and get the answer. Let us get to the next question. The next question is a combination of optics and polarization. The question is saying when unpolarized light falls on a particular angle on a glass plate which is placed in air, it is observed that reflected beam is completely polarized. We must be knowing that whenever light ray after reflection is getting polarized, the angle of incidence is given by polarizing angle. If the refractive index of the second medium is mu with respect to outer medium, this polarizing angle is given by the formula tan inverse mu. In the question they are giving air refractive index is 1, refractive index of medium is 1.52. So, this polarizing angle has to be given by tan inverse of mu, which is 1.52. the value of which is already given in the question as 57.3 degree. This is not the question that they are asking, they are asking something else. They are asking the angle of refracted beam with respect to normal. So, we have to be very careful here what they are asking. The refracted beam will be going inside the second medium, they are asking its angle with the normal. When polarization is happening, the sum of this incidence angle plus reflected refraction angle is 90 degree. I already know what is the IP angle, I can get the value of R, which is going to be 90 degree minus incidence angle, which is 57.3 degree. If we solve this, we are getting 32.7 degrees. Let us go to next question. The next question is based on capacitor. We have a parallel plate capacitor with a separation of the plates given as 5 mm. It is being charged by some battery. There is a mica sheet which is getting introduced into the capacitor, but the thickness of the mica sheet is only 2 mm, whereas the distance between the capacitor plate was 5 mm. And we are keeping the connections of the battery with the capacitor. They are saying that capacitor now draws 25% more charge compared to initial charge. So, if the initial charge of capacitor was Q, it is drawing extra charge from the battery. So, new charge will be 25% more, hence Q plus Q by 4, that is going to be 5 Q by 4. The charge of the capacitor is increased by 5 by 4 times. Definitely it means the capacity is increased by 5 by 4 times. So, new capacity and old capacity should have a ratio of 5 by 4. Because we are just introducing a mica sheet, so epsilon naught A, this is going to be same. The total thickness of the capacitor plates, the gap between capacitor plates was 5 mm, and there is a mica sheet of thickness 2 mm placed here. Mica sheet of thickness 2 mm placed here. Let us say it has a dielectric constant K. So, the denominator of this epsilon naught A will be equal to 5 minus 2, that is 3 centimeter in air, 3 mm in air, plus 2 by K because of the mica plate. And in denominator I have to write old capacity, which is going to be epsilon naught A upon 5 mm. See, this is just a ratio question, we have to solve this ratio. So, after solving this, we are going to get K equal to 2. Answer is second option. Let us go to the next question. The next question is from viscosity. We have a metallic sphere of diameter 2 mm and it is having density 10.5 gram per centimeter cube. It is dropped in glycerin having a viscosity of 10 poise. Here a lot of students can do mistake. Poise is not an SI unit of viscosity. We have to convert this into SI unit, which is 10 poise is equal to 1 SI unit. So, it is going to be 1 poisule. So, I have to use the value of viscosity constant to be 1. The density of the glycerin is also given to us. They are asking terminal velocity attained by the sphere. So, the terminal speed attained by the sphere should be given by 2 by 9 r square into sigma minus rho into g divided by eta. Everything is available to me. So, 2 by 9 radius of the sphere, because diameter is 2 mm, radius will be 1 mm square. Difference of densities 10.5 minus 1.5. The densities are given in gram per centimeter cube. I have to convert this into kg per meter cube into value of gravity g divided by eta, which we have calculated to be 1. If I solve this expression, I am getting the answer as 2 into 10 power minus 2 meter per second or 2 centimeter per second. Thank you.
Let's move to physics. Let's move to physics. Let's move to physics. Let's move to physics.
Good evening, everyone. I will be discussing some questions from today's Shift 2 paper. So let us read this question. This question is from the chapter Thermodynamics. I read the wording of the question. It says, 1 mole of a diatomic gas. So first thing you should know is that the CV value for diatomic gas is 5 by 2R. It will be needed in this question. 1 mole of a diatomic gas is expanded isothermally from volume V to 2V at 27 degrees Celsius, which is 300 Kelvin. If the work done by the gas in this process, now you see the work done by gas in isothermal process is, all of you may be knowing, W is equivalent to nRT ln V2 by V1. Now, if this is the work done by the gas in isothermal process. If the volume is increasing, means expansion is taking place, work done by the gas is positive. N is the number of moles, R is gas constant, T is the temperature. Now, throughout the process, the temperature is same, which is 300 Kelvin. Remember that. And he's saying that the work done by the gas in isothermal process and the work done by a gas, the same gas I would believe, in adiabatic process is same. Now you know from first law of thermodynamics, if we use first law of thermodynamics on adiabatic process, first law of thermodynamics says that Q is equivalent to delta U plus work done by the gas. Now in adiabatic process, heat does not enter the system or leave the system. So Q is 0. So work done by the gas is, you can see that work done by gas is minus delta U. Minus delta U means minus NCV delta T. So these works are equal according to the question, and we have to, I believe, find delta T, the temperature change in an adiabatic process that this gas is undergoing. So I will equate nRT ln V2 by V1 is equivalent to minus NCV delta T. Now N is the number of moles anyways, it's the same gas, which in case 1 is undergoing isothermal process and in case 2 it is undergoing adiabatic process. So number of moles is same. CV, well, it's a diatomic gas. We know for diatomic gas CV value is 5 by 2 R. Delta T is final temperature minus initial temperature. Final temperature we have to find. I mean, this is wrongly written as 7 degree. I mean, the question wants to say that the final temperature is T degrees Celsius and we are supposed to find the value of T. First we'll find the value of T in Kelvin, then we're going to convert it into degrees Celsius. So delta T is T minus, well, the initial temperature you can see is 300 Kelvin. The initial temperature is 27, that's 300 Kelvin. And here we have RT, T is 300 here, into ln V2 by V1. So final volume is 2V, initial volume is V, so it's 2V by V, which is ln2. ln2 value, we are going to put ln2 value as 0.69, which is roughly 0.7. So R and R will also cancel out, so we'll have basically 300 into 0.69, you can write as 0.7 is equivalent to minus 5 by 2 T minus 300. Now from here we'll get the final temperature of this gas when it is undergoing adiabatic process, adiabatic expansion. This temperature you are going to get in kelvins, then you need to go for conversion. You know, we need to convert Kelvin into degrees Celsius, and that's pretty simple. You know, temperature in degree Kelvin is temperature in degrees Celsius plus 273. Once you will do the calculations, I think you are going to get minus 57 degrees Celsius. That's the answer of this question. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question is also based on thermodynamics only. The question says an air bubble is moving upwards from the bottom of a lake having temperature 17 degrees Celsius. So there is a lake and the bottom of the lake, the bottom layer of the lake is at temperature minus 17 degrees Celsius and there is an air bubble. At the top, the temperature of the lake and the bubble is 27 degrees. So the temperature of the lake is changing, the temperature of the bubble is changing during this process. But we know that as the bubble will go up, the pressure inside the bubble will decrease. We are not taking surface tension into account. We know that with the depth, pressure increases. So as the bubble is going up, the pressure will decrease, and we have to find the ratio of the volume of the bubble at the top surface to the volume of the bubble at the bottom surface. So, I mean, just let me make a rough diagram. This is the top surface of the lake. This is the bottom surface of the lake. So suppose the volume of the bubble is V1 at the at the bottom of the lake and the volume of the bubble at the top of the lake is, say for example, V2. We have to find V2 by V1. Find the ratio of the volume at the top to the volume at the bottom. It is a simple question of conservation of moles. The number of moles, the number of gas molecules inside the bubble do not change, as the bubble is going up. Yes, pressure has decreased, there will be change in volume, temperature has increased, but the number of moles is not changing. So that concept, that idea we are going to use to be able to do this question. So this is simply based on P1 V1 by T1 is equivalent to P2 V2 by T2. P1 is the pressure of the bubble, air inside the bubble when it is at the bottom of the lake. We are going to ignore surface tension effects, therefore the pressure of the inside the bubble is somewhat same what it is would be outside the bubble. So just outside the bubble, fluid statics tells us that pressure is P naught plus rho GH. Linear variation of pressure is there. Pressure increases linearly with the depth. So P1 I will write P naught plus rho GH. V1, well, that's something we have to find. T1 is the temperature of the air bubble at the bottom of the lake. Well, but that's 17 degrees. 17 degrees to 290 Kelvin. That's equal to P2. P2 is the pressure inside the bubble when the bubble is at the top surface. Well, as I said, ignoring surface tension effects, the pressure of the bubble at the top surface is nothing but P naught. P naught is the atmospheric pressure. So P naught into V2, which we have to find, divided by temperature there. Well, the temperature at the top is 27 degrees Celsius, which is 300 Kelvin. So we have to find V2 by V1. So V2 by V1 happens to be 300 divided by 290 into P naught plus rho GH divided by P naught. So unfortunately P naught atmospheric pressure is not given, but this data is known to many students, 10 power 5 pascals. Rho, I believe it is water, so obviously, and the density of the water usually is we take as 10 power 3. G value is 10, H value is 5, that's given in the question. The depth, the original depth of the bubble is 5. So let's calculate this value. It's not going to be that difficult. So it's 30 by 29 into, I'm going to cancel P naught, so it's 1 plus rho, well, that is 10 power 3, G is 10, H is 5, and P naught we're going to take 10 power 5. So basically we have 10 power 4 divided by 10 power 5, which is 1 by 10, which is 5 by 10, which is 1 by 2. 1 plus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. So we have 30 divided by 29 into 3 by 2. So this is basically 45 by 29. 45 by 29. 45 by 29, well, the answer is very close to 1.55, I guess. The answer is very close to 1.55. So I believe the answer of this question is 1.55. Let's go to the next question. Now this question is based on error analysis and potentiometer. He says, EMF of two cells are measured using a potentiometric method if the balancing lengths are 200 and 150 centimeters respectively, and the least count is 1 centimeter. Find the percentage error in the calculation of E1 by E2. Well, people, well, friends, you should know that ratio of EMs is equal to the ratio of the balancing lengths. This is a very typical application of potentiometer, something very basics. That ratio of EMFs of the unknown cells is equal to the ratio of their balancing lengths. If you know this, then finding percentage error is not going to be very difficult. We have to find percentage error in E1 by E2. Let us call that quantity as Y. So if we have to, you know that percentage error in a quantity, which is the division of two quantities, is sum of the individual percentage errors. We know delta Y by Y, fractional error is going to be plus minus delta L1 by L1 plus delta L2 by L2. Delta L1 is the mean absolute error in the measurement of L1. When that is not given, the least count is given, we take that least count to be the mean absolute error. So delta L1 you have to take 1 centimeter, delta L2 you have to take 1 centimeter, L1 is 200, L2 is 150. Well, this is only fractional error. I think we have to calculate percentage error, so we must multiply it by 100. Percentage error is nothing but fractional error multiplied by 100. So delta L1, what's that? Mean absolute error in the measurement of L1. That's not given, but least count is given. Whenever least count is given, we take that as the mean absolute error. 1 by 200, the both are in centimeters, plus 1 by 150, that's, we have to multiply that with 100. So we are going to get 1 by 2 plus, well, 10 by 15 is 2 by 3. So we are going to have this as 6 is 3 plus 4, that is 7 by 6, and 7 by 6 very closely I think is 1.16 if I know that. Let's go to the next question. Now this question is based on dimensional analysis. It's pretty simple one. It says time taken to achieve terminal velocity of the body depends on density of the material. So he says that time taken for achieving the terminal velocity. Terminal velocity is the velocity at which the net force on the particle is 0. Then the body will continue to move with the same velocity. He says that time taken is directly proportional to, it depends upon density of the material. We don't know how does it depend upon density of the material. I mean, is it rho power 1, rho power 2? That's what we have to find. It depends upon the density of the liquid. So density of the liquid, most probably this should be given as sigma, density of the liquid, which is, I think you can see, is sigma power d. It depends on the radius of the material. So radius of the material, how does it depend? We don't know. That's what we have to find. It depends on the viscosity of the liquid. We are supposed to find B plus C divided by A plus D. So very simple question. This is a famous question based on dimensional analysis. We are going to equate the dimensions on the two sides. We know the dimensions of time is obviously m0, l0, t power 1, right? And now what's the dimension of density? Well, the dimension of density is m1 l power minus 3 whole key power a. And then there is sigma, which is that's the density of the liquid. So density has dimensions of mass by volume. So mass by volume, it's mass by volume. And we have this power d. Then radius will have the dimensions of length, because radius is length, so it's l power 1 whole power b. And eta is coefficient of viscosity. Mostly you people may be knowing that coefficient of viscosity has dimensional formula of m1 l minus 1 t minus 1. Let me quickly derive that. So we know viscous force is 6 pi eta rv. I know the dimensions of force, radius and velocity, so that will help me to find the dimensions of eta. Force, what's the dimension of force? m1 l1 t minus 2. The dimensions of constant, constant is the dimension is eta, we have to find. The dimension of radius is L power 1, the dimension of velocity is L power 1, T power minus 1. So we have cancellation here. It is M1, you can see, L power minus 1, and T power minus 2 plus 1 will be T power minus 1. That's what I said, that the dimensional formula of eta is M power 1, L power minus 1, T power minus 1 whole raised power C. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to equate the powers of m on the two sides, powers of L on the two sides, and the powers of T on the two sides. What's the power of m on the left hand side? That's 0. The power of m on the right hand side is, you can see it's a here, it's d here, it's c here. So it's a plus d plus c. Similarly, we are going to equate the powers of length. That the power of length on the left hand side is 0, and on the right hand side it is minus 3a, right? You can see that minus 3d plus b minus c. Okay, and similarly we are going to equate the powers of time. The power of time on the left hand side is 1, and on the right hand side it is minus c. Immediately we get the value of c. The value of c happens to be minus 1, and apparently it may seem to you that there are 4 variables and there are only 3 equations, so we may not be able to solve it. We may not individually get the values of b, c, a and d. But he is not asking that. He is asking b plus c divided by a plus d. You see, from equation alpha, knowing the value of c, I immediately get the value of a plus d, this is the denominator. A plus d is minus c, and minus c is 1. So the denominator, find b plus c divided by a plus d. A plus d is 1. Now let's try to target b a plus d. I think we're going to get a plus d from here. We're going to get a plus d from here. So looking at this equation, it is 3a plus 3d is equivalent to b minus c. So basically what? So it is a plus d is equal to b minus c divided by 3. So we're supposed to find the value of b first. B minus c divided by 3. C value we already have. Actually, we also have a plus d value. A plus d is 1. So 1 into 3 is equivalent to b minus c. C is minus 1. So it's 3 is equivalent to b minus minus 1. So b will be equal to 1. 3 minus 3 plus 1, that's, I think B will be 2. So it's minus into minus 1 is plus 1, go to that side, it will become 2. B is 2. So B is 2, okay, C, what's C? That's minus 1 and divided by 3. So this will happen to be 1. A plus D is also 1. A plus D is 1. B plus C, that is also, you can see, B plus C, A plus D is 1, that we already found. A plus D is 1, so we have to find B plus C. We need to get, we know the value of C, so we need to get the value of B. The value of B is 2. Okay, so we got the answer actually. So the value of B I found is 2. The value of C I found is minus 1. And the value of A plus D is 1. So it's 2 minus 1 divided by 1, which is 1. The answer of this question happens to be 1. So although we don't have 4 equations, so we cannot individually find the values of B, C, A and D, but we can find the value of B plus C divided by A plus D. The equations are designed in such a manner. Thank you very much. Other people will continue with the questions.
Let's see some other questions from mathematics.
Good evening, student. Now we are going to discuss the JEE Main paper, the second shift. This question is the probability. The saying that there are two bags, A and B, and bag A contains white, bag A contains just a minute. Bag A contains 9 white and 8 black ball, and the bag B contains 6 white and 4 black balls, right? And be careful. If the balls of the same color are given, and then we will consider distinct. If it is not given, is identical. So ball of the same colors are also considered distinct. If no information is given, we will consider here that all balls of the same colors are also distinct. And according to the questions, the instruction is from a bag B, a ball is drawn, a ball is randomly selected and put in the bag A. So if you select a ball from the bag B, then there are two possibilities, either white will come or black will come. So getting a white ball from the bag B, the probability will come 6 by 10 is getting a white ball. This is the white, right? The tree diagram, this one. And is the 4 by 10 is equal to 2 by 5 will come getting a black ball. And then saying, according to the instructions, we put in the bag A. So in the bag A already there are 9 white and 8 black ball. If the ball is white from the bag B, then total number of balls in the bag A will become 10 white and 8 black. In that case, if the ball is selected from the bag is black and we put in the bag A, then total number of balls in the bag A will be the 9 white and 9 black. Again saying, if the probability that selected ball is white is P by Q. Selected ball is white. So So white ball, if white is coming in that case, then probability getting a white ball in that situation is 10 by 18, right? So is the 5 by 9 will come. In that case is 9 by 18 is half will come. So what will be the probability, total probability? If the 5 by 9, one case will be the is getting white ball from the bag B, 6 by 10 into 5 by 9 plus, here it will come 9 by 10 means this is the half, 9 by 18 is half into 2 by 5. So add this, so here total what will come here, this is the 2 will come 1 by 2 and 6 and 9, so here is 2 and into 1 by 3, right, and plus 2 is cancel, so 1 by 5 will come, so total 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5, take LCM is 15 will come, and 5 plus 3 8 by 15, no common factor other than 1, so total what will the P plus Q sum, then 15 plus 8 means the P plus Q is here is right 23 will come. So option B is correct. Now we will go for the second question. Second questions is the question of integrations. In mathematics, the observation of pattern is very important, and very intelligently you should observe the pattern. The here pattern, look, it is the 4x plus 3, 4x plus 6. If we take 2 common, then is 2x plus 3 will come, and under the square root, look at the 4x square plus 12x plus 7. We can write now is the 2x plus 3 whole square, right, 9, then minus 2 will left here. Here is also the pattern. So what we will do it, now substitute here 2x plus 3 is equal to t, then dt by dx means 2 dx will come. So change the variable now. So 2 is not there in the numerator, so multiply 2 in the numerator and denominator. So now is the t, and this is the twice, right, twice of 2t will come, right, into square root of, the pattern is coming t square minus 2. So total is coming 1 by 4 integral of t into square root of t square minus 2. And look, our answer in terms in the inverse trigonometric functions with the tan inverse is involved. So take the substitute trigonometric functions here. That will help, because the options also help you to observe the pattern, right? Now if you take t, here is the t is equal to root 2 sec theta, right? So dt by d theta is equal to root 2 sec theta into tan theta, right? So put there 1 by 4, and dt is equal to here root 2 sec theta into tan theta, d theta will come, and t is equal to root 2, yeah, and here is the square root, right? T square minus 2, 2 will come here, and 2 sec square theta minus 1, what will come? Tan theta will come, tan theta, right? And 1 root 2, this is the cancel, 1 root 2, look it here. Now this root 2 and this root 2 is cancelled, 1 root 2 will come, so 1 by 4 root 2 is outside the integral, and sec theta is also cancelled, sec theta, right here, and tan square theta, here is the tan square theta, because sec square theta minus 1 tan square theta, tan theta is also cancelled, so only d theta will left. So this is the C. So right here 1 by 4 root 2 and theta plus C. So here we have sec theta is equal to t by root 2, then cos theta is equal to root 2 by t, right? So the tan theta is equal to perpendicular by base, right? So perpendicular will come here t square minus 2, right? Base will come root 2 constant. So theta is equal to tan inverse. Substitute here t square is t is our 2x plus 3, right? So 2x plus 3 whole square minus 2 divided by root 2. So theta will come here tan inverse here is square root of 4x square plus 6, 12x, 9 and 7. Now the pattern reflected root 2. So substitute here 1 by 4 root 2, right, is the tan inverse square root of 4x square plus 12x plus 7 divided by root 2 and plus c. Option first is correct because root 2 here is right. We can write here na, root 2 multiplied, then 1 by root 2 by it will come. So this is the option first is the correct options. Thank you.
Now moving to chemistry. Now moving to chemistry.
So let us discuss few more questions of shift 2 of 23rd Jan. Here 250 ml of some x into 10 to the power of minus 3 molar esterified dichromate neutralizes 750 ml of 0.6 molar more salt, and is asking molarity of dichromate. Simply we have to equate the equivalents. In dichromate, the active ion is Cr2 O7 minus 2, and in more salt, active ion is ferrous sulfate, that is Fe plus 2. In acidic medium, we will be getting chromium gets reduced to Cr plus 3 and iron gets oxidized to Fe plus 2. So, if you see the equivalents, to find out that we should know the N factor of dichromate. Here the change in oxidation state is 3 minus 6, which is 3. There are 2 chromates, so it will be 6. And when it comes to Fe plus 2, it is changing from plus 2 to plus 3. So, and change in oxidation state is 1, so its N factor is 1. So, its N factor is 6 and its N factor is 1. So, let us equate the equivalents. So, 250 ml into x value we do not know, to 10 to the power of minus 3, and N factor of dichromate is 6, which is equal to ferrous is getting oxidized, its volume is given 750 ml, its molarity is given 0.6 and its N factor is 1. So, only one thing we do not know, that is x. So, when you solve this, you will be getting x as 300 ml. So, our answer is option 4, that is 300. Alright. So, now let us move on to one more question. It is something related to photoelectric effect of atomic structure chapter. When metal exposed to a light of certain frequency, electrons are rejected out. That one we call it as photoelectric effect, and its mathematical expression will be incident energy will be threshold energy, that is work function, plus kinetic energy. Okay. So, incident energy is given as 6 electron volts. Let us say phi A, and he gave the ratio of kinetic energy. So, Ke A by Ke B is 2.642 by 1. From this, what can we write? Ke A is equal to 2.642 kV. So, directly I am writing, substituting Ke A value in terms of Ke B, that is 2.642, that is kV I am writing. And for second metal, energy is same, that is 6 electron volts, which is equal to phi B. So, he gave the ratio of phi A and phi B, which is 1:2. Therefore, phi B will be 2 phi A. So, straight away I am substituting that. So, 2 phi A plus kV. So, to solve this, subtract equation 1 from equation 2. 6 get cancelled. 2 phi A minus will be phi A. This is minus 1.642 kb we will be getting. That means phi A is equal to 1.642 kb. We got some third equation. Substitute this value either in first or second, you will be getting kb value. So, I am substituting in second equation, that is 6 is equal to 2 into phi A value, we got it as 1.642 kb plus kb. So, if you solve this, you will be getting kb as around 1.4. Now, substitute this kb value in equation 1 or 2, then we will be getting phi A value. So 6 is equal to 2 phi A plus 1.4. So 2 phi A is equal to 6 minus 1.4, which is 4.6. So phi A is equal to 4.6 by 2, which is 2.3. So phi A by phi B already we discussed, that is given the question that ratio is 1:2. Therefore, phi B will be 2 times phi A. So 2 into 2.3, so which will be 4.6. It means our answer must be 2.3 and 4.6. Option 1 will be the answer, which is 2.3 comma 4.6. Okay, so little calculations involved. It might be taking some time, and if you make anywhere mistake, your answer goes wrong. So we can say it is a difficult level of question. So it is not an easy question to solve because time killing as well as it requires careful calculations. All right. So next let us move on to another question, which is organic question here. When benzene is subjected to oxidation with KMnO4 in basic medium followed by acidification, it has alpha carbons. So alpha carbons with alpha hydrogens undergo oxidation to give carboxylic acid. It is NCERT based question only. Then when it is treated with ammonia, excess is mentioned. That means both the carboxylic acids now will convert into amides. On heating. Now amide is treated with Br2 by KOH and excess is mentioned. So both the amides undergo reaction here. It is Hoffman bromamide degradation reaction in which RCONH2, that is amide, will convert into RNH2 with Br2 by KOH. That means here amides are going to convert into amines. So ortho disubstituted amine will be getting, that is option 3. So answer is option 3 for this question. Okay, right. So this, all these reactions are there in your NCERT, nothing is beyond that. You can easily solve it. And next one, interesting question, applicative oriented question. It is based on inert pair effect because no other data is given. So only one way of solving this question is by considering the stability of Pb plus 2 or Sn plus 2 or Pb plus 4 and Sn plus 4. As per inert pair effect, we know that stability of in PbO2 it is Pb plus 4 and in PbO it is Pb plus 2. Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Lead is last element in 14th group. So it is post-lanthanide element. So due to lanthanide contraction, inert pair effect takes place. Because of inert pair effect, Pb plus 2 is more stable than Pb plus 4. So in the given reaction, PbO2 is converting into PbO. It means Pb plus 4 is changing to Pb plus 2 here. Stable is Pb plus 2. That means forward reaction is spontaneous. So delta G1 will be negative for this. And when it comes to next reaction, that is tin, stability of tin, if you see, so here SnO2 in that Sn plus 4, in product Sn plus 2. Tin is not post-lanthanide element, so we expect plus 4 stability is more than plus 2. That means in second case, what is happening? Plus 4 is changing to plus 2, means more stable to less stable ion it is converting into. Therefore, delta G2, it will be non-spontaneous, so it will be positive. So delta G1 should be negative and delta G2 should be positive. So accordingly, we have option 2 for this. Based on inert pair effect, we are able to answer this one. PV plus 4 is more stable than PV plus 2. PV plus 2 is more stable than PV plus 4. That's why forward reaction is spontaneous. And the second one, Sn plus 4 is more stable than Sn plus 2. So forward reaction is non-spontaneous. So delta G2 is positive, G1 is negative. Accordingly, option 2 will be the answer here. Alright. So next, let us move on to another question. So galvanic cell is constructed by using hydrogen electrode. It is concentration cells because on both sides we have hydrogen. On left side, let us say we have hydrogen giving rise 2H plus, let us say it is anode, and on cathode it undergoes reduction. So 2H plus, cathodes I am writing plus, and it is giving H2. It is related to, if I write overall reaction, H2 at anode plus 2HC plus giving rise 2HA plus A for anode here plus H2 at cathode. So if I write Q for this, Q is HA plus square into partial pressure of H2 at cathode and H partial pressure of H2 at anode, H plus concentration at cathode square. So partial pressure of H2 is given as 1 atm. So these two get cancelled. So what Q is, that is HA plus square by HC plus square. So if I write Nernst equation, that is E cell, E naught cell anyway is 0, minus 0.059 by 2 log Q. Q is HA plus square by HC plus square. So at anode, concentration is given as C1. So minus 0.059 by 2 log C1 square by C2 square. If I eliminate negative sign, it will become log C2 square by C1 square. So E to be positive, then what should happen? C2 must be greater than C1, then only E cell will be positive, which is spontaneous. So C2 should be greater than C1. So that means option third is our answer. This is answer. Means right side concentration should be more than left side. Alright. And one more interesting question that is related to properties of amines. A compound P with molecular formula C6H7N. If you see carbon hydrogen ratio, that is almost equal to 1:1. It means definitely there will be a benzene ring. That is the indication. So what I am doing is I am subtracting phenyl molecular formula from the given formula. Then we will have NH2. So from this I am getting an idea that the given compound must be aniline C6H5 with NH2. To confirm that, we can read the statement. On aniline, that is sparingly soluble in water, so it is satisfying that. On reaction with HCl, it becomes soluble because it forms anilinium chloride, which is soluble in water. And on reaction with KOH and chloroform, it is test for primary amines. So you will be getting foul smelling isocyanide. That is only given in the question, that is, it gives foul smelling compound Q. So number of a different type of hydrogen present in the P not in the product, is asking in the reactant. So if I project all hydrogens here, nitrogen is attached with 2 hydrogens. At ortho position you have 1, meta position 1, para 1, again meta and ortho. So different types of hydrogen atoms is asking, not number of hydrogens. So hydrogens attached to nitrogen are one type, ortho type or second type, meta type or third type, and para fourth type. That means altogether we have 4 types of hydrogens. Therefore, accordingly our answer must be 1. 1, 4 will be the answer. So, our colleague will be discussing remaining questions.
Let's see some other questions from mathematics. Let's see some other questions from mathematics.
Yeah, hello guys. We are up for next 2 more questions from maths. So this question deals with rhombus. So he is given A, B, C, D, B vertices of rhombus and the coordinates are given as well. And then he is asking us to find mod of alpha plus beta plus gamma plus delta. If AC is parallel to a line 2x, y is equal to 2x, y is equal to 2x plus 14. Okay, so this is basic geometry question involving coordinates of a points as well as properties of rhombus. So A, B, C, D, and also it is given that AC is parallel to the diagonal AC. This one is parallel to, so the slope of this line will be 2. The slope of line is 2. And again, once again, a very basic question, and the vertices are also given. What are the vertex of A? The coordinates of A are a comma 2 and C is -3 comma -6. Okay, fine. So AC slope is already given, right? So slope of AC is 2 and then equate the slope of the line to 2. So what is slope of AC? 8 y2 minus y1 by a plus 3, which should be equal to 2. So from this a value is 1. Okay, so we already got a value, and the properties of rhombus goes like this: the diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other, which I mean to say is midpoint of AC and BD are going to be same. So what is midpoint of AB? So the main property used here are diagonals of a rhombus bisect
each other. Diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other. So midpoint of AC will be 1 minus 3 minus 2 by 2 comma 2 minus 6 minus 4 by 2, which is minus 1 comma minus 2, minus 1 comma minus 2. Okay, so this is minus 1 comma minus 2. So the coordinates of D are gamma, delta, and B alpha comma beta. So again equate the midpoint coordinates to minus 1 comma minus 2. So in that case alpha plus gamma by 2 is equal to minus 1, and beta plus delta by 2 will be equal to the y coordinate of the midpoint, which is minus 2. So alpha plus gamma is minus 2 and beta plus delta is minus 4. So what is he asking us to find? Modulus of alpha, beta, gamma plus delta. So minus 2 minus 4, which is equal to 6. 6 should be your answer. Again, a very fundamental question. If you know what is slope of a line, and if you know the fact that diagonals of a rhombus are bisecting each other, you with these two minute concepts you can solve this question very easy. And we'll move on to the next question. Next question is from definite integration, and so we're going to solve this. It is given S be the set defined as, so defined as x such that integral 0 to x t square, 0 to x t square sin t minus x dt is equal to x square. Okay, for which x belongs to 0 to 1000. So this, the function on my left and function on the right. So he's asking us to find how many solutions are there for this, and S is basically the set of all such solutions. Okay, so in this case, so guys, you can clearly see this is function of both t and x. Okay, so what will I do is I'll apply the property here, a to b f of x dx is equal to integral a to b f of a plus b minus x, so that I convert this t minus x in terms of t. So you can see here what will happen, 0 to x, and this is going to become, you replace t with x minus t. So x minus t whole square to sine, what will this be? In place of t, if I substitute this one, this will, I'll be getting minus t dt is equal to x square. Okay, now I'm going to expand this one, 0 to x square minus of x square sin t dt, and minus of minus plus 2 into x t sin t dt, and minus integration 0 to x t square into sin t dt is equal to x square. Yeah guys, it involves a certain level of calculation, but it is not difficult one. Okay, you just have to, you see here x square is constant in this integral, x is constant in this integral, and this you basically have to integrate using by parts. So after using by parts, the whole expression, this, okay, will be simplified something like this, cos x is equal to 1 minus x square. So you have to simplify just by using by parts. First one, it is okay, integration of sin t is minus cos t, apply the limits, and then t sin t and t square sin t have to use by parts. Once you use by parts, and sometimes you have to do it twice, and then you are going to get the integral values, and once you substitute all those things, you are going to get something like this, cos x is equal to 1 minus x square. Now I need to see how many solutions does this equation has in closed interval 0 to 1000. Okay, so guys, if you try to sketch the graph of the both functions here, the graph of 1 minus x square is something like this, and cos x graph, okay, so guys, both in the neighborhood you can clearly see cos x in 0 neighborhood is going to decrease, as well as 1 minus x square is also decreasing function. You already know 1 minus x square decreases faster than cos x. Okay, so you're going to get something like this. Oh sorry, you're going to get something like this, and the cos x goes on like this, and there is no chance that cos x is going to further intersect the graph of 1 minus x square elsewhere. So here there is only one point of intersection. They both will touch themselves at a point x is equal to 0. So there is no other solution than x is equal to 0 to this particular equation. Okay, so this again involves basic integrations. You are expected to learn by parts, and you are expected to do by parts twice whenever needed. And once you are done with that, you have to simplify this a bit and come to the final equation, which is cos x is equal to 1 minus x square. Now you can solve these both equations using graphical approach. If you know the graph of cos x and 1 minus x square, simple graphs, once again standard graphs, one is trigonometric graph, the other one is quadratic graph. So if you have basics of these graphs, you can easily find out that these graphs will not intersect except at point 0. So this gives us only one solution in 0, 100. So basically is asking us number of elements in set. So what are the elements in set? 0. There is only one element in this set, which is 0. Other than this, there are no solutions. Okay.
physics. Let's move to 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 physics.
Hello students, my name is Amit Tyagi and I am going to discuss few of the questions of today's second shift paper. So in this, the first one is 4 charges are kept as shown in the figure. Find magnitude of electric field at point P. P is midpoint of line AB. Now, if you see in this question, these 4 charges which are given here, in this you can make 2 dipoles. One dipole that is plus 4 microcoulomb and minus 4 microcoulomb, and the second one is minus 2 microcoulomb and plus 2 microcoulomb. So for them we can write the dipole moment. So dipole moment for first one, that is P1, I am writing here. So that P1 is what? That is 4 into 10 to the power minus 6. Q into D we are writing basically. So 4 into 10 power minus 6 into D, separation between them is 2 centimeter. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. So that is 8 into 10 to the power minus 8. So this is the dipole moment for the first dipole. And similarly, we can write for the second dipole, that is P2. This is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 6, that is the Q value, into separation, that is 1 into 10 to the power minus 2, and which is equal to here 2 into 10 power minus 8. Now from these two we can relate here. I can write P1 is equal to 4 times P2. So we'll write the field in terms of P1, P2, and finally we'll substitute the values there. So here if you see the first dipole, for which dipole moment is P1. For this, the point P, if you see here, that is broadside on position. At this point, we can write the field because of dipole, that is E1. This will be equal to K P1 by R cube. This is a field at the broadside on position, and because of second dipole, if you see, so this is the end on position. One dipole we have here, 4 microcoulomb minus 4 microcoulomb. The second dipole we have here, plus 2 microcoulomb minus 2 microcoulomb. So because of this P1 dipole, the electric field value we have E1, and direction is what? We can say this is the direction of E1. And similarly, we can write E2. For second dipole, this is a end on position. So at end on position, field is what? That is, we can write 2 Kp, that is P2 by R cube. The value of R, if you see, that is same. P is the midpoint, so that is 40 centimeter for both the dipole. So here, if you see the direction of field because of minus 2 microcoulomb, that is towards the dipole, E2. So net field at this point, we can write that will be equal to what? Under root of E1 square plus E2 square, which we have to find. So here we can write E is equal to under root of E1 square plus E2 square. So in this we can write E, this will be equal to under root of, we can put the value here, K P1 by R cube whole square plus 2 K P2 by R cube whole square. And in this I can substitute here, instead of P1, that is 4 P2. So I can write 4 K P2 by R cube whole square plus 2K P2 by r cube whole square. Now we can solve it. In this you can see k p2 by r cube will comes out from the root. In root, what we'll get here? 4 square plus 2 square, that is 16 plus 4. Now we can substitute the values. K, that is 9 into 10 to the power 9. The value of P2, that is 2 into 10 power minus 8, divided by R cube. So R cube, in that R is what? 40 centimeters. So I can write 0.4 meter. So 0.4 cube into root 20, that is 2 root 5. So if you solve this one, so from this we'll get 45 into root 5 upon 8 into 10 to the power 3 volt per meter. So that is the electric field at the desired point. The next question, if you see here, that is related to the kinematics chapter. A man jumps from a plane. After 2 seconds, he opens parachute, due to which, if he retarded with 3 meter per second square. When the man is at 10 meter height from the ground, its speed is 5 meter per second. Find the height of the plane when he jumped. So here, given that after the 2 seconds of the jump, he opened the parachute. So it means till 2 seconds, he was falling under gravity. Let us say this is a point from where he jumped. Then till 2 seconds, it is moving under gravity, let us say up to this point. So at this point, it will acquire some velocity. This t equal to 0, this t equal to 2 seconds. So how much velocity it will acquire? That is v is equal to u plus at. u0 a minus g into t, that is 2. So I can write minus 20 meter per second. Minus sign indicating that is direction is downward. 20 meter per second. And during this time interval, what is the displacement? That is ut plus half at square. So here u is how much? 0. So I can write minus half g t square, that is minus half g value 10, the value of t 2 square. So that is equal to minus 20 meter. So that is a displacement in the first 2 seconds. Then after this, he opened the parachute. Then from here onwards, for the man, acceleration in upward direction, which is given that 3 meter per second square, and 10 meter above the ground, it is observed that his speed is 5 meter per second. So let us say there is a point, and at this point the speed value, that is 5 meter per second. So this height from the ground is given that 10 meter. So we need to calculate the initial height. So it means now we required height from here to here. So for this we can use the equation v square is equal to u square plus 2as. v minus 5 whole square, u minus 20 whole square plus 2, acceleration is 3 into s. So here from this we can write 6s. This is equal to 25 minus 400, that is minus 375, or we can write s is equal to minus 375 by 6, or this is 62.5 meter. So minus sign indicating that the displacement is in downward direction. So we can say the height from the ground is what? We add all the three heights. So total height from the ground, we can write initial one, that is 20 meter. This one is 20 meter. Then here 62.5 meter. Then 10 meter. So this will gives you the total height 92.5 meter from the ground. So this is the answer for this problem. Next problem, if you see here, This is related to the electromagnetic induction chapter. In a long solenoid of cross-section radius of 2 centimeter and of 500 per centimeter tons. So number of tons per unit length. How much we have? That is 500 per centimeter. A ring moves with constant speed 10 centimeter per second with axis coinciding with axis of solenoid. The radius and resistance of ring is 1 centimeter and 10 ohm. Find heat dissipated in ring while it traverses 10 centimeter of distance. The current in solenoid is I equal to 10 cos 100 pi t. So in this, first of all, we can write the magnetic field inside the solenoid. That is what? B is equal to mu naught Ni. So this is a magnetic field inside the solenoid. Now, if we write the flux linked with the ring, so that we can write what? B dot A. So I can write flux phi, that is B dot A, that is BA cos 0. They are having the same axis. Now, B value mu naught Ni, and area of the ring pi r square. Here r is the radius of the ring, which is given 1 centimeter. Now, we can write E induced EMF in the ring, magnitude I am writing, so that is mod of minus d pi by dt, and this will be equal to what? Mu naught n into pi r square into di by dt. So this is the induced EMF in the ring. Now di by dt we can find with the help of given expression. We can write di by dt is equal to 10 into 100 pi into sine 100 pi t. This value we can substitute. So we can write E is equal to mu naught n pi r square into di by dt, that is 1000 pi into sine of 100 pi t. In this, we can say E naught, the peak induced EMF is how much? That is mu naught n pi r square into 1000 pi. So this is the peak induced EMF. Now, if you see here, this is the alternating voltage. So the heat dissipation across the resistance we can relate with what? With the help of ERMS voltage, or you can say RMS voltage. So heat dissipation, I can write H is equal to ERMS square, that is E naught by root 2. So E naught by root 2, this whole square, ERMS square by R into time, that is given here t 1 second. Now how we can find this time? If you see, given that the ring is moving with a constant speed of 10 centimeter per second, and while it is traveling a distance 10 centimeter, in that duration we have to calculate the heat dissipation. So I can write V into T is equal to distance, so 10 centimeter per second into T is equal to 10. So you can write T is equal to 1 second. So if you put the values of T here, E naught here, you get the heat dissipation, which is approximately comes out 200 microjoule. So that is the answer for the question. Now next question, if you see, it is related to the explosion. A mass of m kgs exploded into 3 fragments of mass ratio 2 is to 2 is to 3, and both equal fragments fly off with the same speed 18 meter per second in mutually perpendicular directions. Then find the speed of third fragment after the explosion. Now here you can see we can apply the conservation of linear momentum principle. So here what is the initial momentum of the system? That is 0. Then the mass exploded into the 3 fragments. So here if I consider initially this is a fragment, there is a mass we have. Now it exploded into 3 fragments. So let us say one fragment start moving in this direction. Now ratio is given 2 is to 2 is to 3. So I can assume, let us say this mass is 2m. The other fragment of 2m mass, it is also start moving with the same speed but perpendicular to the first one. V, V. And let us say the third fragment start moving in this direction of mass 3m with speed V1. So here, if it's 2m and 2m mass, for these two momentum what we have 2mv, 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 and the resultant of these two, that will be 2mv root 2, and net momentum should be what? 0, based on the conservation of linear momentum principle. So we can say 2mv root 2, 2mv root 2 minus 3mv1, this should be equal to what? 0. So we can write 2m v value, that is given 18 into root 2 is equal to 3m v1. So from here we get the value of v1. M will be cancelled. So here this 2 into 18 into root 2 by 3, so it comes out 12 root 2. So this is the velocity of the third fragment. Now next question, if you see here, is relatively a quite easy question. You can say the speed of sound in air at 0 degrees Celsius is v. Then at what temperature the speed of sound becomes 2v? So we know that velocity of sound in air, that is proportional to root t. So I can write 2v by v is equal to under root t2 by t1, or from here I can write t2 is equal to 4t1. Now what is t1? That is 0 plus 273 in Kelvin. So I can put it over here. So T2 is equal to 4 into 273. So in degree Celsius, this value would be how much? 4 into 273 minus 273. So that will be equal to 3 into 273. That is equal to 819 degree Celsius. Now next question, if you see here, there is an electric field in space given as equal to A by r square r cap. A is a constant. There are 2 point charges of minus 2 microcoulomb and 7 microcoulomb present at 9,0,0 and minus 9,0,0 respectively. If electric potential energy of system is 0, then A in SI unit is. Now if you see here, we have to find A. So in this you can use a little bit concept of point charge. Like if I consider a point charge, you can relate with the point charge here. At a distance r, because of point charge, what is the field we have? We can say that is kq by r square, that is a field. We can write at this point field E. This is equal to k q by r square, and positive charge, then what is the direction of field? Away from the charged particle. So here direction of field away from the charged particle. So if I consider this is r vector, then I can write this field will be what? Vector form. If I write, this will be r cap. So I can say here, if I compare with the given field, then A by r square r cap, then I can say kq is what? A. And now I can relate with the potential. Potential because of point charge is what? That is kq by r. So this I can write A by r is the potential. Here we can relate A, that is nothing but kq. Now I can relate the potential energy of the 3 charge particle system. This system I can relate here. A charged particle is kept at the origin, for which charge is capital Q, and a charged particle is kept at 9,0,0, that is minus 2 microcoulomb. Another charged particle is kept here that is 7 microcoulomb at minus 9 comma 0 comma 0. We can say on the x-axis these charged particles are kept. So this distance we have 9 and this is also we have 9 in SI units. So here now we can write the potential energy of the 3 charged particle system. So what we can relate here, because of this Q charge we know the potential at this point. So potential energy I can write, that is A by R, instead of KQ by R, A by R, into the value of R we can substitute in this. So R value I am writing here, that is 9. So A by 9 into 7 microcoulomb. So 7 into 10 to the power minus 6. Now second, Q and minus 2 microcoulomb. So for this Q potential at this point I can write again A by R, A by R, that is the potential, into charge. So this sign will be negative, into 2 into 10 power minus 6. So that is the potential energy of Q and minus 2 microcoulomb charge. And finally potential energy of minus 2 microcoulomb and 7 microcoulomb charged particle. So that will be how much? Minus K, that is 9 into 10 to the power 9, Q1, that is 7 into 10 power minus 6, into Q2, that is 2 into 10 power minus 6, by R. Now distance is how much? That is 18 meter. The distance between minus 2 microcoulomb and 7 microcoulomb charged particle. So that is 18, and this potential energy of the system is given 0. So from here we can calculate the value of A. The only unknown we have A. So we can write A is equal to the value, it comes out over here, that is 1.26 into 10 to the power 4. So this is the answer of this problem.
some other questions from mathematics.
Next question in mathematics is from parabola. Let A and B are points on parabola y square equal to 4x such that OAB is an equilateral triangle such that O is the vertex of parabola and AB is perpendicular to axis of parabola. Then minimum distance of circle as A and B as diametric points from the point O. So this is simple question. These are the coordinate axes. This is a parabola y square equal to 4x. Vertex of this parabola is origin. AB is perpendicular to axis. This is AB. This is A, this is B, which is perpendicular to axis of the parabola. The minimum distance of circle as A and B are diameter points from the point O. This is a circle. For this circle, diameter is AB. Diameter is AB. This is a rough diagram only. We required distance from origin to the circle. That means we required this distance. We required minimum distance of circle as A and B as diameter points from the point O is we need this distance. If we want this distance, first of all calculate AB, and before that OAB is equilateral triangle. If you want length of AB, this angle is 60 degrees since triangle is equilateral. So, if you observe the diagram carefully, here AB perpendicular to axis. Therefore, AB is nothing but a double ordinate of the parabola. So, length of the double ordinate AB equal to 8A cot theta by 2. Since this AB subtends angle 60 at the vertex. 8, A is 4, 4A is 4, A is 1, theta by 2, cot 60 by 2, cot 30. So, this is nothing but a cot 30 is root 3, 8 root 3 is AB length. So, diameter length is AB, midpoint of AB will be M. So, AB 8 root 3 means AM will be 4 root 3. But we require this distance, this distance, minimum distance from origin to the circle. If you want minimum distance from origin to the circle, try to calculate OM length. If you want OM length, this angle is 60, therefore this will be 30. So, in this triangle OMA, define tan 30. Tan 30 equal to AM by OM. AM is nothing but a 4 root 3 by OM. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3 equal to 4 root 3 by OM. Therefore, OM equal to 4 root 3 into root 3. So, OM is 12. This is 12. But we required minimum distance now, this distance now, if we take this is P, OP we need. OP, minimum distance from origin to the circle, OP equal to OM minus PM. OM means 12, PM means radius of the circle. Radius is nothing but a 4 root 3. 12 minus 4 root 3 means 4 into 3 minus root 3. So, second option is correct for this. Next question. This is from vectors. If A bar, B bar and C bar are such that A cross B equal to 2 into A bar cross C bar and angle between B bar and C bar is 60 degrees, if mod A bar equal to 1, mod B bar equal to 4, mod C bar equal to 3, then modulus of this is A dot C. A dot C. This is A dot C. So, if you want A dot C, this is a previous examination question. A, B, C are such that A bar cross B bar equal to 2 into A cross C is given. We want modulus of A dot C. If you want modulus of A dot C, A cross B, 2 into A cross C can be written as A bar cross 2C bar. Here initial vectors are same in both LHS and RHS side. So, we can write as A bar cross B bar minus 2C bar equal to 0 bar. A bar cross B minus 2C 0. Product of the two vectors 0. Product of the two vectors 0 means the two vectors are parallel vectors. Therefore, B minus 2C equal to lambda into A bar. Squaring on both sides. B square 4 into C bar square, 4 into B dot C, lambda into A bar square. But mod B 4, so 16, mod C 3, 4 into 9, B dot C, mod B 4, mod C 3, cos 60 1 by 2 equal to lambda square. A bar square is 1. 16 plus 36, 2 2s are 24 equal to lambda square. So, lambda square equal to 36 minus 24, 12 plus 16, 28. Lambda equal to root 28, that is 2 root 7. But we do not want lambda, we want A dot C. If you want A dot C, here B minus 2C equal to lambda A bar now, that is 2 root 7 into A bar. B bar equal to 2 into C plus root 7 into A. If you want A dot C, again squaring on both sides, B bar square 4 into C bar square plus 7A bar square plus 2 root 7 into A dot C. B bar square, mod B 4 means B bar square is 16, 4, C bar square is 9, 7 into A bar square is 7, 2 root 7 into A dot C, 2 root 7 into A dot C. So, simplify this, 4 into 4 is 4 equal to 16 plus 2 root 7 A dot C. A dot C equal to minus 12 by 2 root 7, that is minus 6 by root 7. A dot C minus 6 by root 7, therefore modulus of A dot C equal to 6 by root 7. Third option is correct for this. This is a previous examination model only. Now next question is from statistics. The mean and variance of following data is mu and 19 respectively. Class interval, this is frequency, not frequently, frequency 3 lambda 4 7, the value of lambda plus mu. Mean is given. Clearly this is a continuous distribution. For this mean and variance is given. So, class interval and frequencies. Class interval 4 to 8, 8 to 12, 12 to 16, 16 to 20. Frequencies are 3, lambda, 4, 7. To calculate mean, take the mid value of the class interval, that is some HI. The mid value of 4 and 8 is 6, 8, 12, 10, 12, 16, 14, 16, 20, 18. Now, mean is mu. Mean formula means sigma Fi Hi by sigma Fi. Fi Hi means 3 into 6, 10 into lambda into 10 plus 4 into 14, 7 into 18 by sigma Fi 3 plus lambda plus 4 plus 7. This equal to 200 plus 10 lambda by 14 plus lambda. This is mean. Now variance 19 is it. Variance formula is sigma Fi Hi square by sigma Fi minus mu square. Fi Hi square. Fi means frequency 3, Hc 6 square, 3 into 6 square plus lambda into 10 square plus 4 into 14 square plus 7 into 18 square by sigma Fi 3 plus lambda plus 4 plus 7 minus mu square means 200 plus 10 lambda by lambda plus 14 whole square. This value 19 is given. This is the total simplification. Simplify this, you will get lambda is 6. So, mu will be 200 plus 60 by 6 plus 14, 260 by 20, that is 13. Mu 13, lambda 6, lambda plus mu is 19. That's all.
Let's see some other questions from mathematics.
Next one is from a sequence and series. If a sequence an satisfy the relation sigma k equal to 1 to n ak alpha n square plus beta into n and a10 equal to 56 and a6 equal to 2a1, then alpha plus beta. Here a sequence sum of n terms is alpha n square plus beta n. Here sum of n terms is second degree polynomial. Therefore, clearly given series is arithmetic sequence. In this one, 10th term is given. A10 is 56 is given. And A6, 6th term equal to 2 times of first term. Then alpha plus beta we require. If you want alpha plus beta, A6 means A1 plus 5D equal to 2A1. So, A1 equal to 5D and A10 is 56. A10 means A1 plus 9D equal to 56. But A1 is 5D. 5D plus 9D equal to 56. 14D equal to 56. D equal to 4. D 4. So, A1 is 20. But we want alpha plus beta. To calculate alpha plus beta, sum of n terms Sn is given an square alpha n square plus beta n. Sum of n terms formula is n by 2 into 2a1 plus n minus 1 into d is alpha n square plus beta n. N by 2 to a1. Already we calculated a1. a1 is 20. N minus 1 d. D means we got d as 4. So, into 4 equal to alpha n square plus beta n. So, 2 times cancel, 2 to the 2. N into 20, 2n minus 2 equal to alpha n square plus beta n. N into 2n plus 18 equal to alpha n square plus beta n. 2n square plus 18n equal to alpha n square plus beta n. Therefore, alpha plus beta equal to 2 plus 18, that is 20. So, answer is 20. Now, next one. The number of solutions of the equation log of 2x square minus 7x plus 3 base x minus 3 equal to 2 into log of x minus 3 base 2x minus 1. To calculate number of solutions of this equation, log of 2x square minus 7x plus 3. Right, the factors of this one are 2x minus 1 into x minus 3, base x minus 3, 2 times of log x minus 3 base 2x minus 1. Here 2x minus 1 into x minus 3. logarithm of product of the two numbers can be written as sum of logarithm of those two numbers. According to that, 2x minus 1 base x minus 3 plus log x minus 3 base x minus 3 equal 2 into log x minus 3 base 2x minus. Let us suppose that log 2x minus 1 base x minus 3 equal to t. Substitute these values in this one. This becomes t plus 1 equal to, this is the reciprocal of this, 2 by t. So t square plus t equal to 2. T square plus t equal to 2 means t plus 2 into t minus 1, 0. Therefore, factors of this one are t equal to minus 2 or t equal to 1. T means log of 2x minus 3 base x minus 1. Log of 2x minus 3 base x minus 1 equal to 1. 2x minus 3 is x minus 1. X equal to 2. But if x equal to 2 is not satisfying this equation, since if x is 2, the base value will be minus, so is not satisfying. Therefore, this is not satisfying. So another value t equal to minus 2. 2x minus 3 base x minus 1 plus 1 equal to minus 2. So remove the logarithm. 2x minus 3 equal to x minus 1 whole power minus 2. X minus 1 whole square into 2x minus 3 equal to 1. This is a cubic equation in x. If we solve this, you will get x equal to 5 by 2, 2 plus root 2, 2 minus root 2 will come. But 5 by 2 is not satisfying this equation. Since if x is 5 by 2, this value is negative, x minus 3 is negative, and 2 minus root 2 is also not satisfying this equation. Therefore, these two values are not satisfying this equation. Only one value is satisfying the equation, x equal to 2 plus root 2. Therefore, number of solutions of this equation will be, number of solutions of this equation is 1 only.
Now, moving to chemistry.
So we have got one more question related to iodoform test. In every shift, one question is being asked based on iodoform test. Generally, iodoform test is given by compounds that contain alpha methyl group. They may be alkyl halides, they may be alcohols with alpha methyl group, or they may be carbonyl compound with alpha methyl group. Even though carboxylic acids contain alpha methyl group, they do not give iodoform test. Carboxylic acids and derivatives. So based on this, option 2 and option 3 both are ruled out, because acetic acid does not give, propanoic acid does not give, phenol does not give, and benzoic acid does not give iodoform test. So we have to check methanol and ethanol. Methanol CH3OH, while ethanol is CH3CHOH, H I can write. So it contains alpha methyl group. So it gives iodoform test, positive iodoform test. It has methyl group, but that is not alpha methyl group, so it gives negative. So we can differentiate methanol and ethanol by using iodoform test. So first option should be correct. Anyway, cyclopropane and cyclobutene does not contain any alpha methyl group, so they do not, both do not give iodoform test. So this is also ruled out. So answer for this question is option 1, that is methanol and ethanol. All right. So let us move on to another question. It is related to coordination compounds. Is asking correct a set of details from the following. He gave 5 compounds. We have to see whether it is inner orbital complex or outer orbital complex, whether it is D2sp3 or sp3d2. Let us see one by one. If you take first compound, that is cobalt, NH3 6 plus 3. In that, cobalt is plus 3. So you have its configuration as D6, S2, D7, 3 electrons lost, so it is 3d6. And for cobalt, amine ligand is strong field ligand. So 6 electrons will pair up, leaving 2 orbitals vacant, 2 d orbitals vacant, s vacant, p vacant. So it undergoes d2sp3 hybridization. That is what he is saying also. And d2sp3 is inner orbital complex. So statement A is correct. Next, let us see MnCl6 minus 3. MnCl6 minus 3, in that manganese is plus 3 oxidation state. And it is S2D5, 3 electrons lost, so it is 3D4. 4s is vacant and 4p is vacant. And the given question, chloride is weak field ligand. When it is weak field ligand, no pairing takes place. So it has to utilize outer orbitals only. Coordination number is 6. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So it undergoes sp3d2. As outer d orbitals involved, it is outer orbital complex, OOC. That means sp3d2 hybridization outer orbital complex. So statement B is also correct. When it comes to C statement, COF6 minus 3, in that cobalt again in plus 3 oxidation state. Fluoride is weak field ligand. When it is weak field ligand, it forms outer orbital complex. First part of this statement is correct. But he's saying D2sp3. This is contradicting with outer orbital complex. That means both are not aligned with each other. Therefore, C is not correct one. Now let us move on to option D. That is Fe is in plus 3 oxidation state. So Fe plus 3 is actually 4s2 3d6, 3 electrons lost. So it is 3d5. 4s is vacant, 4p vacant, 4d vacant. And fluoride is a weak field ligand. So no pairing takes place. We cannot expect any pairing. So it is sp3d2 hybridization. As outer d orbitals involved, it is also outer orbital complex. That means outer orbital complex sp3d2, it is correct only. And when it comes to NaCN4 minus 2, Ni is in plus 2 oxidation state. In plus 2 it is 3d8. And cyanide is strong field ligand. So electrons do pair up, leaving 1 d orbital vacant, 4s is vacant, 4p is vacant, and coordination number is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it undergoes dsp2 hybridization. But in the given statement, he is saying it is sp3 hybridized, therefore it is also incorrect. That means among A, B, C, D, E, A, B and D are correct. That means our answer is 2.